screenshot of the game cast and sent it to Rieger, which followed by like 15 texts of just celebration.
He had a bad game. It happens. He said 3 good ones and 1 bad game. Guys, I can't do this. Please, no more Lions talk. There's 13 more weeks of this crap. There's so many other better things to do and talk about. You're a freaking radio station. Use your power to be imaginative and discuss non-lying things before I lose my crap. They don't deserve mentioning. Nobody cares about these losers anyway. That's a little fishy. It's Monday, okay?
Yeah. We got to review the weekend.
Yeah. Stoney's right. They suck and have nothing to lose. Why not gamble? What's the worst thing that can happen? They get a better draft pick? That's got to be his only rationale. The ones we talked about make no sense. I think this is his first year when we're all giving him these 2 years to get this in gear so he can get out there real-time reps. It's possible. It's clear Dan Campbell's over his head, and it's clear this is a head coach. SOL, that's Tim. SOL, that's Timmy Clarkson. Cephas was wide open over the middle on the 4th down. Yeah, he was right there. Campbell lost that game, not going for the field goal in the first half. 4th down challenge. That's another one I forgot to bring up. That challenge, who told him to challenge that? It didn't, it cost him a timeout, but it wouldn't have made a difference in the game. But still, you want your coach, somebody to tell him in his ear, when to challenge and when not to. So obviously he was told from upstairs to challenge. That was awful.
We said before when this all started, and they traded Stafford and they bring in these guys, that this is without a doubt they got 3 years. You think they've put it on the table that it might be 2 years? And I hate to say that because there is really nothing that you can grab and go with a part of and say that no, give it time. It was 21-0 yesterday, man. They had no chance.
You have to see guys like Sewell, like the 2nd-round draft pick, the 3rd-round draft pick, all these guys, if they improve, and you can sit there at the end of the season and say, all right, Eric Barnes, these guys are going to be good NFL players, okay? Whether it translated into wins this season might be irrelevant. But if you can't see that Holmes drafted good players, then there's a huge problem. Dan and Warren, you're 97 on the ticket.
Tony, I want you to take your advice.
Yeah?
I called it a week ago ballistic because you were saying be patient.
I am patient.
Now you're not the one being patient.
Patient. I'm reacting to the game. I'm being patient as far as, firing the coach and all that.
It's the same thing you've seen over the last 30 years. If you think about the draft picks they might get, how many times have Ryan drafted top 10 in the last 20 years? I bet that. Everybody's not about to get. It ain't gonna change.
The last 3 years.
Yeah. You got guys like Kula, Sewell might get a turn. See, it's so early for them. And they've had, Stafford and Sue, they've been good. Alpha Johnson. I mean, they usually don't miss when they're that high.
Right.
Kula could be the exception. Our buddy Lauren in Pontiac, what's up?
Hey, you know what? Before I ask you this is the real life version of Lucy and the football. The Lions organization is Lucy. And we, the Lions fans, are Charlie Brown. Here they go. Oh, God. We got a new regime. We got Matt Dillon. We have Mary Ucci. We have Moaning Wig. We have Quinn and Patricia. We have Schwartz. We have all these guys. Don't just get in line. Just kick the football. And then what do? We get in line. We run up. Match. Right on our butt. Every single solitary time. It's like clockwork. It's just never ending. We always fall for the Lucy and the football. And this is what I decided. I'm not going to get with this team, and I think you said you got to put me on that. I'm not going to go more until they win at a playoff game. At least that, because it's been how many years? 30 years since they won a playoff
I said I was going to give Jared Goff a chance. I said that, look, these guys have a free pass until year 3. But once in a while in this league, you only get 2 years if you're really, really, really bad. Ken Wisenhunt, you know? Tennessee pivoted and got a guy that can coach that we should have hired. You know, you got to hold them accountable when it's this pathetic after 4 games.
Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. We'll talk about this and what happened last night in Foxborough a little bit as well. 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
By Super Car Wash, Lions lose to the Bears 24-14. They're off to their worst start since 2015 when they were 0-5. They're now 0-4, and along with Jacksonville, the only winless teams left in the NFL. Lions have lost 8 straight regular season games dating back to last year. Jared Goff throwing for 2 scores and 299 yards, but also fumbled 3 times, losing 2 of them, and the Lions defense gave up a total of 188 yards on the ground. And they lose center Frank Ragnow and linebacker Romeo Okwara during the game. Okwara with a serious Achilles injury. Lions visiting Minnesota on Sunday. University of Michigan moving up to number 9. MSU 11 in the latest AP college football poll. Michigan number 8 in the coaches poll. Tigers on the White Sox 5-2. They finish the season 77-85. Good for 3rd place in the Central. Also, Red Sox and Yankees take the last 2 MLB playoff spots. Preseason hockey, Penguins over the Red Wings 5-1. At the Ticket Update desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Our telephone number 248-539-9797. TJ Lang will be here at 9 o'clock. He was at Soldier on the sideline. Let us know what he saw. If it's any different than the way he looked on television. Couldn't have looked any better, I'll tell you that. Already worse. 248-539-9797. There was some other football around the National Football League yesterday, and Matthew Stafford had his first bad game as a Los Angeles Ram. They lost the game, so that's good news for Lions if we're looking at the draft. Boy, talk about a bad take. We were making old-ass predictions, and they said Cliff Kingsbury would be the first guy fired. To the point.
2 teams are 4-0.
Oh my
He's
God,
one of them.
Kyler Murray looks unbelievable. I forgot AJ Green's on that team. I mean, they're really, really good. And people pencil that in as a possible line.
The thing with AJ Green is people thought he was done, man, and he hadn't really played much the last 2 years.
Oh, I know. He's been through injury. But obviously the big game was New England, hosting Tampa with Tom Brady's return. To me, the cooler story of the game was mac and cheese. Mac Jones, he was great. 31 of 40, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. I watched a good portion of that game, and let me tell you something. It's Josh McDaniels. He might have been a crappy head coach, but man, is he a great quarterback.
He really is.
They set up stuff to do based upon their talent that they have. I mean, James White's out for the year. They run the ball very much. They set up trick plays. Jacoby Myers had 2 completions. They're so good the way they run stuff. Mac Jones, it's like he's, I'm not going to say he's Tom Brady, but it's Brady-esque the way he fits into this offense.
His style of play is very similar
Fits the
to Tom's.
offense.
Yeah, it does. And you look and you say, okay, well, we can't rush the ball. We know it. They only rushed 8 times for -1 yard.
Yeah.
But you're going to be able to throw the ball around a little bit. And when you go 31 and 40 as a rookie against the Tampa Bay defense, now I know Tampa's corners are banged up.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
I mean, Richard Sherman played because they had nobody else.
Right.
And they were going after him a lot.
Yes.
And Winfield got hurt. Yeah, they were bad. Look, no doubt about it.
They're banged up in the secondary, but it's still a very good pass rush. And it's to stand there as a rookie and stare at that front 7, being able to deliver the ball. I thought he did a great job. He just came up too big shot.
And, weather conditions to do it under, I mean, it was pouring most of the game, or rainy at least. Brady was okay. I mean, he came through when he had to, like he always does. But,
Enough to win.
22 of 43. Look, no touchdowns. That's okay. watching. I wanted to see what the hoodie was going to do after the game.
Yeah.
And they had a nice little hug. So that's it.
Like a brace.
And then you find out that Belichick walked into the Bucs locker room after the game, and the two of them sat down and talked for like almost 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, which I read later that's somewhat similar to what he did with Josh McDaniels the first time he faced him. I don't know if he did that with Patricia because Patricia beat him.
Well, I mean, Brady beat him. So he went in and you know, you spend 20 years with a guy as a quarterback. You have the history they have. I'm not surprised at all. But this was a performance by Tom and by the Tampa Bay team that we saw so much of last year, where at halftime you're like, wow, they just don't really seem like they're getting it together, and then they end up winning. Same with the playoffs. Well, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, and then they end up winning a Super Bowl. It's just it's kind of it's fun to watch a guy that is a good leader lead his team. It really is.
He's the best. I mean, geez, talking like Captain Obvious there.
Yeah.
Everything he does, I mean, even when he misses plays, he points at himself and yell at his teammates. And, you know, look, they're missing Gronk, too.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget.
And I love the fact that you mentioned the video that they played. When he ran out, they cheered him.
Yes.
And you saw the sense. And then when he came out onto the field for their first series, he got the wins.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, look, you root for your team. 248-539-9797. How about the Jets and Giants winning in overtime for the first time on the same day ever, which was kind of cool, I guess, if you're a New York fan. I feel good for Robert Saleh, local guy from Dearborn. Zach Wilson actually played pretty well. It takes time for rookies to figure stuff out. I'm not going to say he's going to continue to play as well as he did in the second half of that game the rest of this season, but the difference between like the Jets and the Lions, at least the Jets have a really good defense. The Lions have a really good nothing.
Right.
They have Jack Fox.
And
That's it.
Well, and when you look
And
at
a pretty good, not great offensive line.
I mean, they should probably trade Fox because they're wasting the prime of his career.
All right, speaking of trades, Gov, we got a lot of wonderful reaction here on your Trudy Benson. Tom, stop talking. You're wrong. Talent is a major problem. This team clearly it's not coaching. You should know that. You sound like a pissed off child not getting their way to the store when they rescue their toy.
Yeah, good. You keep being patient with 60 years of this crap.
I bet if
I'm with Cornell. I'm done.
Yeah, I bet if we traded a sixth, Gov would like say, yeah, we could have Tom Brady.
Hey, have they ever gotten a player like that late?
No, we have to get to the playoffs first to win one. So we had the guy, and that didn't work either. Laugh my ass off. Love Gov calling out the best fifth-round pick of all time. He claims he could make that pick. Oh, I could turn that
Well, they
pick
can
into
never make it because they can't take a chance on a problem child.
Okay, but that's why you're an NFL GM. Oh, wait. Can't stand Gov's poor-ass attitude. Thinks he's... Usually it's me who's getting shredded on these things.
Love it. Well, I came out swinging today because I'm sick of this. I'm absolutely fed up and sick of this.
This is the worst roster in the NFL, and you think 2 years is reasonable? They literally are 4 games deep. If Goff was more competent quarterback, they'd have had a much different game. Being stuck on Trinity Benson is ridiculous. Shut up. Tyreek Hill's an anomaly. He would have been a first rounder if he didn't get in trouble in college. The way this regime is different from Patricia is that they didn't start with a playoff roster and look as bad. They started with garbage and they're still garbage. Give it time.
I'll give it. That's legitimate.
Yes. Patricia inherited a borderline playoff team. Dan Campbell inherited a horrible team. That is true. This is one of the worst talented teams ever.
it's an expansion roster.
Yeah, it
All
is.
I'm saying is, okay, there's been a couple questionable coaching moves here, right?
Yes, yes, I
there's
agree.
been a little bit of more of a target put on them. And then I'm just pointing out that they made a trade very late in the preseason. It seems kind of like, why? It sounds like he got talked into doing something that he shouldn't have done.
Especially since, if you remember when they got him, he said, who the hell is Trinity Benson? One of the scouts
Brought it to him, yeah.
Yeah, if that's not a fair criticism, I don't know what people want, man. Honestly, I know that everybody wants to see this work. I'm just saying, right now, 4 games in, I see nothing. We saw, if I'm the Chicago Bears yesterday, I would like to come out and run the football well and minimally have Justin Fields take chances. They did exactly that, and they got up 21-0.
Then at the next one, Take
they
a
took a
slight
chance
left turn.
on a 5th-round pick being a wide receiver. They end up more like Trinity Benson more than they end up like Tyreek Hill. They took a chance, didn't work out.
It hasn't worked out yet.
Who knows if that? I mean,
Yeah.
the first 2 games he wasn't even on the roster. He was
Tony,
learning
what
the
was
Still
system.
learning the playbook.
What was my first criticism of Bob Quinn?
Of the Michael Roberts.
Yeah, you have a responsibility that it's your job. I can critique it however the hell I
We
want.
can be
Use the
wrong.
left turn.
Yeah,
But
you know what? The first red flag of Bob Quinn was taking Michael Roberts over George Kittle. What are you thinking? It's your eyes, it's your scouting, it's your this or that.
Right.
So all I'm saying is the same thing. They went to a team who had allegedly had some really good wide receiver depth and got the least talented guy from that team in the
Take a
Broncos.
slight left
Well,
turn.
that's because that's who they were willing to give up.
You got Cortland Sutton, you got Tim Patrick, you got Hamler, you got Judy. Hamler and Judy are hurt now.
Right.
But I rather would have had Tim Patrick. This is a guy nobody talks about. They probably could have gotten him.
We don't know. There was the other guy, Seth Hawkins, I think was his name as
Yeah,
well.
but I'm not going to sit here and crucify them over a 5th-round Trinity
But
Benson.
they got a 6-4, and so
Right.
they basically it was like
What we're going to judge
30
them on
spots.
is where Penei Sewell, what he does over the course of the next 4
Yes.
or 5 years. Levi Onwuzurike, which I
Yes.
think is going to be. There's a lot of eyeballs on that one right now because we know what the history of second-round picks have been here. Aleem McNeil, Melifon Waynu, Monroe St. Brown, Derek Barnes. Those are the guys in the first 4
11
rounds
miles. Take
that
exit
I think
55 onto
most
Silver
people
Lake
are going
Road.
to look at and say, okay, where were you able to identify talent and how were you able to develop that talent? Is it a contributor? And you've got 4 first-round picks coming up, so you're going to have an opportunity to go out and get some talent. This roster right now, other than looking at those players, who else are you really looking at other than Jared Goff to see, is he a bridge? Is he here for 2 years?
Oh, he's a bridge.
So, okay,
He
so
needs
that's the point.
the
attention. The completed job is on the horizon, and the trail meets its match. Just like that, we made short work of a long to-do list. Run with us on a John Deere Gator UTV. With effortless four-wheel drive at the flip of the switch and our smoothest shifting transmission yet. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere Gator for more.
I need tech that can make me as productive in my home office as I am at my office.
It's possible with Staples Connect. How about a PC that'll help me get the most out of my day and my budget? Staples Connect makes it possible with the tools you need to work from anywhere. And now get up to $200 off select PCs. Or the Lenovo IdeaPad 5i with Intel i5 processor. Explore what's new at your local Staples or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/17. In-store only. Limit 2.
Did you know that United Healthcare helps connect you to doctors and therapists with 24/7 access to virtual care? So I could have therapy from my couch? Yep. Or a doctor appointment from my car? If you wanted to. Wait, you're right. I don't even like when people see me sing in the car. Couch appointment it is. Virtual visits are just one of the ways United Healthcare helps connect you to better health. Learn more at uhc.com. Plan benefits may vary.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. Now that it's on, check window and door seals for proper insulation and replace your furnace air filter. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
The Detroit Pistons host the San Antonio Spurs. Pre-game Wednesday night at 6:35 on News Radio 950 WWJ.
Simpson basketball overreact to Cade Cunningham. Thursday. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. Here's Heather with news.
All right, boys, if you're gonna play the lottery, now is the time you want to play. Like, go today and buy a ticket because one of the largest lottery jackpots in U.S. history is about to get even bigger. So Saturday's Powerball jackpot is an estimated, well, it was an estimated $651 million, and that went unclaimed, which means this prize is continuing to grow and grow and grow. And on Sunday, the jackpot had climbed to about $670 million, and that could grow even more. It would be the fifth largest Powerball prize ever, and the next drawing is tonight. So you've got today to go get a ticket, which could be huge.
Ready?
I'm on
use its weekend update to pay tribute to the segment's probably best anchor ever, Norm Macdonald. Colin Joe said that, quote, he's the reason he ever wanted to do the weekend update. And then he and Michael Che ended the segment with some clips of Norm's classic jokes, which was a really nice way to pay tribute to him. The show also introduced a brand new featured cast member, James Austin Johnson, and he made his debut as President Biden.
He was pretty
in the
good.
cold open. He was pretty good. I think he did a great job. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of him, obviously playing the president as the show continues.
Take the second exit onto Hamburg Road. Quite a few shots in Joe. As all presidents get taking shots in.
Yep, without a doubt. Listen to this, you guys. Several years ago, a Cleveland man was at his then fiance's house, and she had asked him, hey, can you carry this box from my car to the basement? Very, very simple request, something, maybe it was a pretty heavy box, I'm guessing, something that she thought, he can handle a little bit better. So he carried the box through the back door, but as he was going in through the door, he tripped over his fiance's shoes, and then he fell down the stairs, and he suffered several broken bones. He racked up over $80,000 in medical bills, and then he lost, he says, more than $18,000 in income because he couldn't go to work for several months. So, what does he do? He decides to sue his fiance, okay? So he claimed that she created a dangerous living environment in her home and failed in her duty as a host to protect a social guest from the collisions. And just this past week, the court ruled that, the shoes were in an open and obvious location, and the person taking precautions should have seen them. So they're basically saying, no, you can't sue her. She wasn't doing this on purpose. Plus, get this, the court also kind of went through the timeline of their relationship, and this is what happened. So the incident happened back in February of 2018. And then a year later, in May of 2019, the couple got married. And then he sued her in October of 2019 while they were married. And yes, they are still married.
Well, maybe the only rationale I can put for that is maybe that he's suing her insurance. He's suing her, but she has because the insurance will cover it if she
Like
has
the homeowner's insurance?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
I know.
Just what?
That's your wife now. I mean,
I
we know
know.
it's all zero sense.
See you in court tomorrow. Good night.
Yeah. Bye, sweetie. Love you. Yeah. What? No. This is also some science that I've never heard before, and I'm guessing you guys probably haven't heard either. Your diet can actually impact your chances of being in a car accident. So basically, it's not drunk driving; it's junk driving, is what it's being called. So if you have a diet that's loaded with, sugar, processed meats, and just a whole bunch of junk food,
At the roundabout,
you're more
take the
likely to
second
be
exit
involved
onto
in a car
Hamburg
accident, according to some new research.
How was that?
I know, right? So scientists say that snacking on all of this junk food and, drinking a bunch of pop is linked to riskier behavior behind the wheel. And they say that this junk food diet and all these unhealthy snacks can contribute to fatigue, which obviously then can lead to dangerous driving. And they also
At the
say
next
that they
light,
did a whole
turn
bunch
right.
of research, and they found that higher accident and driving conviction rates were also identified among those with poor diets.
I can see if they're talking about people like eating while they're driving.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yes, and they did look at that too, also eating and driving, which can be dangerous on its own, whether you're eating something healthy or you're eating a whole bunch of junk food. Sometimes you're just not paying attention. But they also found that people who drink energy
At the light,
drinks at least
turn right
once
onto
a week
M36.
were twice as likely to speed as those who didn't consume energy drinks as often. I don't see it. I don't buy it.
Hey,
I don't buy it at all. But
I can't believe people actually do studies on that crap.
Trust
All right,
trust the science.
Thank you very much, Heather. Hey, you want to get away and relax?
In
Hey, the
4.7
D
miles,
is the
turn left
place
onto
for you.
Whitewood
We'll
Road.
be there in, a week? A week from Thursday. Wow. Can't wait to be in Vegas. John Jansen's first time in Vegas. He's going to go nuts, I'm telling you. Downtown Vegas, it's a lot of fun. The D, best bang for your buck. It's an expensive, and they have great food there. Joe Vicari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse right there, Murphy Island as well. The Long Bar, where lots of stuff happens for you. It's a great time. Also, all right, here's what they have. They have a new sports book. They have a place called Bar Canada. And of course, they have this guy, Derek Stevens. The owner hangs out. Tell him we sent you, just might get you a cocktail. Want to golf? They'll hook you up with tee times. The D Las Vegas, lots of fun. It's the best. We'll be there, like I said, in about 9 days. Go to D.com, book your room, the D Las Vegas. You're home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at the D.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
DTE's Clean Vision is about clean energy, a cleaner environment, and a brighter future for Michigan. We're already on track to double the amount of energy we make from wind and solar in the next 2 years. And you can help. Just go to DTECleanEnergy.com today to see how. Together, we'll create a brighter tomorrow for generations to come. Because we're not just envisioning a better future, we're building it. DTE.
Every day, I think about the Michigan I'll leave my kids and grandkids. I'm Jared Orsia, President and CEO of DTE Energy, and we're taking action now for a clean energy future. Within the next 2 years, DTE will be doubling wind and solar energy. This will power close to 1 million homes, creating cleaner, affordable energy now and for generations to come.
Learn about DTE's Clean Vision at DTECleanEnergy.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end the game in a tie. The type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Did somebody say vodka? To celebrate National Vodka Day all day long, get to Twin Peaks and order our House Bloody Mary. It's just $5 all day. Cheers. Valid at participating locations only.
Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil option at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $31.99. Syntec is formulated for today's engines to minimize friction, heat, and wear. Try Syntec today exclusively at
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hey, it's Boomer Esiason. When you have your own business, you basically have to do everything. That includes hiring, which can become a second job. That's why there's Indeed, the all-in-one hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. With smart tools like Instant Match, you instantly get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your job description the minute you sponsor a job. Spend less time sifting through resumes and more time saying you're hired. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
97.1 The Ticket and the Bet 1270. Your homes for the NFL on Westwood One. The Los Angeles Chargers host the Las Vegas Raiders. Monday Night Football. Pre-game at 7:30 on the Bet 1270. Detroit.
Goff leans in. Couple of steps first, and they snapped it before he was ready, and the Bears have got it. Goff wasn't ready. There is a flag down. Bilal Nichols is the man who came up with the football, but let's see what we've got. It's a false start against the Lions.
Illegal motion. Offense number 16. That penalty is fine. Full play. Chicago goal. First down.
Yeah. That was beautiful, huh? Beautiful. You say call the audible, or you should call a timeout.
Or just run the play as called. It's first down.
Right. There are a few plays in the game, obviously, the Lions beat 24-14, where I didn't understand why Dan Campbell elected to go for it on 4th down. There was early in the game when they were down 14-0, that I kind of thought, you know what? You should kick a field goal. And then there was a time later in the game when they were down by 10 points. approximately. 4th and 1. You have to kick that field goal to make it a one-possession game. And the reason is you have not been very successful in your 4th down attempts as
But
well.
it was there.
It was there.
All it had to be was a better throw, and it was a first down convert.
You knew they weren't going to get it the second they got inside the 10.
Correct.
Because it was going to, that's SOL, that's the narrative.
And that's also the way it went during the game. And the fact that they came up with nothing on their first 3 offensive possessions when they were inside the 10-yard line is just incomprehensible. I heard somebody on the way in today say that's the first time in like 40 years that's ever happened.
But it's okay, though.
Nobody's saying it's okay. Nobody's saying it's okay at all. The first, I mean, just to recap too, the first drive, you get in the red zone and it's the fumble by Jared Goff. The second time, it's 4th and 5, and instead of kicking the field goal, they decide to go for it from the 5-yard line. They don't convert, turnover on downs. The third time, it's the Sewell sack fumble. So there's your 3 times inside the 10 in the first half, but it's your first 3 drives.
Nobody's saying it's okay because everybody expected.
Well, I've just had a little bit of accountability this morning for the first quarter of the season of this new regime, and I think it's bordering on a failure.
The first quarter's been horrible. There's no doubt about it.
No, the issue is reality. No, the reality is there's no talent on the roster.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and
the reality.
who built this roster?
Pardon?
I'm just saying there needs to be.
Yes, I know that this is one that Brad Holmes has put together.
You ain't got no offensive weapons.
Left them with nothing. Who are they going to go get?
Oh, Trinity Benson.
Well, you're so hung up on this Trinity Benson thing.
Because it's the first red flag that this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
He said his first red flag was giving Rashard Perriman $2 million, and he didn't even make the team.
There you go. There's another one.
Right, okay.
All right, well, and how about the fact that they knew that they made a mistake, and instead of making it worse, they cut ties.
Yeah, great.
That's fine. You have to give it a year at least. I don't see what players. You have to see if these players get any better. You have to see if the coaching gets any better. Right now, after 4 games, they suck. We knew they were going to suck.
Turn left onto
Time management. Okay, not in time management, but some of the decisions that Dan Campbell's made have been disappointing.
What I'm saying is, they have put on the table for me personally, and I think it should be for everybody, that it's right now, maybe it's only 2 years. I question multiple.
Too early to even say that.
We all said, I don't think it's too early, based on some in-game coaching decisions that I laughed at in the preseason, but now I think are being a little bit validated.
In 1.7 miles, turn left onto Sheehan Road.
To see if it gets better. That's all.
I think in reality they played 2 good quarters of football this year. The other is garbage time. Yeah, we're right. I want to get a T-shirt one day that says "Yardage is for losers," because some people think Jared Goff probably had a better game yesterday than Justin Fields because of his yardage, because they just get hung up in stats, which is absolutely, and that's the big thing. Jared Goff's not a part of this.
Well, and so to your point, all right, that Jared Goff is not a part of this. We can talk about Dan Campbell's decision on their second time inside the red zone to go for it on 4th and goal from the 5-yard line. I'm sorry, no, it's the 4th down at the end of the game when they're down 10 points. It's 4th and 1. Right? They could get a first down. And we can argue all we want about is it too aggressive? Should they just go for 3? They called a play, whether it was him or somebody else on the coaching staff, Anthony Lynn probably. That was there. It should have been converted. Now I would have personally kicked the field goal.
Turn left onto Sheehan Road.
If you're going to go for it, you want to dial up a play that gives you a chance to convert the first down. They had a chance to convert the first down. It wasn't the coaches that didn't convert the first down. It was the fact that Jared Goff wasn't able to complete
fourth down line, fourth and short, fourth and yard.
Turn left onto Sheehan
Put that
Road.
on us, you know. There's something else that really bugs the crap out of me, and it might bug you too, being a lineman. When it's, they had a few of these situations, when it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, whatever, why go empty? It gives the defense, every defense knows you're going to pass, especially when you don't have a mobile quarterback, right? At least have a running back there who, you know, A, if you're going to pass, can block, if there's a pass rush, or B, can flare out, if you do something, it just limits the possibilities. That's something I don't understand.
Well, it doesn't necessarily limit your possibilities. It just changes your possibilities from...
Well, it does limit your possibilities because you're not going to run the ball because there's nobody to hand it off to.
Right, but you have, instead of 4 receivers, now you got 5. And they're just lined up outside. And as an offensive lineman, if it's 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1 and you're calling a pass, you're not going deep. So I'm going to treat that just like a run. I'm not going to set back. I'm still going to be as aggressive as I would if it was an off tackle or up the gut run.
Let's go to Jim and Wolverine Lake.
Hey guys, I was calling in to say I would just specifically to Tom. I wouldn't give up on this regime yet. With 3 red zone trips, can you take get half?
At the stop sign, turn left onto Cedar Bend Drive.
Get 3 field goals. You're down by 1. And 2 of those fumbles, you can't control that. You just have to get it cleaned up. So that's my point.
In a quarter mile, the destination is on your right.
No, he's talking about Campbell.
11566 Cedar Bend Drive.
Yeah, it's not Campbell's fault. I mean, what's he going to do?
Well, we can say that about a lot of
Just
them.
coach players play, and the players didn't come through.
It's not Rod Marinelli's fault that Dan Orlovsky ran out of the back of the end zone, but this stuff keeps happening. You know, you see my point on that?
Yeah. Some ticket things. Gov's right. I called it week 2. Glad others are saying Campbell's a clown. Go somewhere else and bite kneecaps, you moron. Campbell must not trust his kicker. 2-15, here we come. I'll take 2-15. Let me guess, Lions rebuild. When can we question Brad Holmes? Half team is his players. Team is worse than last year and further away. I'm not giving Brad Holmes 4 years to be the 7th seed in the playoffs. Fans are done. Make 7th seed wild card next year, Lions, or what are we doing? I just want to see, like I said, this year's all for seeing if the young players can get better. Next year is putting the wins and see if you can come close to being a team where you can sit there, oh boy, this is a playoff team in a year, and who knows, a really good team. If not, after 2 or 3 years, then you get rid of it. The 6-year contract.
The destination is on your right.
Freaking joke. Antoine in Detroit, what's up?
Cedar Bend Drive.
Good morning.